Introducing PubCoin. PubCoin is the rewards program for pub sports contributors. Regular chat contributors share their play of the day, POD, in the YouTube chat, including the phrase POD in their message. At the end of the week, the amount of units earned are converted into PubCoins. PubCoin can be used as reward points for prizes, shop discounts, and contests.
Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's Mills here, Pub Sports Radio. Do you guys want to challenge the personalities here at Pub Sports Radio? Do you guys think you're better than them at entering in your MMA predictions and picks? Would you want to get paid for it? $100? Here's how you do it, man. You sign up right here at the link below. It's just this easy. PubSportsRadio.com. Enter your email. Pick your weekly picks. That's it. Oh, and you get bonus points if you can predict how they're going to win in what round. Every single week, a new winner's getting crowned. So every Saturday on Pub Sports Radio. So come on and check us out. You can win $100 just for signing up. Only thing you need to do is see if you can beat us here at Pub Sports Radio by entering your UFC predictions and picks weekly. Do it. I dare you. See you guys soon.
Your membership to Gold, you will be automatically entered in every horse race, every Wednesday and Friday. It is time to race horses. We are racing camels today.
Shout out to the Gold members. We're racing in San Antonio immediately here. And we're off. 2 minutes, 74 canals on this racetrack. It's wide. We're racing in San Antonio.
Matt Wally moving forwardly. Jeff Slaughter in the mix as well. And as is Randall Sheffield, who's put that beautiful nose out front.
But it's actually real grass here, Jimmy. Maybe Kentucky bluegrass. Oldie, no! There he goes. Oldie in the lead now. K. Wolf falls back. The horses love it. Sometimes they stop and eat it on the way to the finish line. That's why your horses start so far in the back. Here. Oh, look at Nussflush Allen bursting out here. J-Dub in the mix. Rude Boy up here as well. Jimmy, take it away.
There's Oldie. Oldie is moving to the front. We are past the halfway mark in our 2 mile. And there's Ricky Levy.
Oh my goodness, he's in the mix here. Jimmy, take it home. This is our first dog race ever.
19 seconds left in the horse race here. It's Fernando Mendoza trying to find the wire. 14 seconds left. Can Fernando Mendoza take this home? Here comes Kenny Ken. Kenny Ken wants a piece of the pie. Put his schnoz up front. Ricky Bobby, 9 seconds left. Can Donut Silks make a run? Can Res Mall make a run to be $50?
Bouquett, you son of a bitch!
Here comes Tori Coker. Kenny Ken, Smoke and Mirrors, Director 97, home. That is the way. Here comes Jason Meyer, the other auto custodian, Billy Friedrich. Those one all coming down to the finish.
Coin! Nowhere!
Oh no, Fanatical Jim.
From the corporate Peter Loshak, legendary sports handicapper, more dapper than a dawn. Father young phenom, known as Jimmy, who declared one day that the bag was here to stay. Information like a PSA, when we all PSR, Pub Sports Radio is all. Is a man named Slaughter and he flipped the script. No competition in this but they quit the trip. Though we say we be pubbing, betting with the bag and you love it. We want a top 10, we above it. Let's check.
All right. Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pub Sports Radio. Today is Tuesday, February 10th. We got no NHL. We got a short card today. Just some college basketball. It's going to be fun. A small NBA card. And then we're going to get out of here, which is good. And we're going to have Billy Brisbane and Justin McKelvey in the comments section. And I'm going to tweet it out to get everyone in here. We've already got Spoon's Bets pick, which is very, very interesting. UNC Arkansas. Most of have to say about all of it. And all right, I'm back. Everything good? Everything good? All right. Hopefully I won't have some internet problems today. I'm gonna. Can you hear me, Jose Bouquett? You there? Hey, Jose.
Yes, Peter Loshak. I
Just
am
dropped
here.
out. I'm hoping I don't have internet problems and everything's good now, right?
Yeah, you're set right now. Yeah, you're a little choppy there for a moment, but we can hear those luscious pipes of yours.
All right, I'm gonna maybe get someone to look at my setup here. I might have some internet issues, but that's just a punch we're gonna roll with in today's show. Let's get into it. We got 4 NBA games on the card, and then we're gonna talk in depth about the 22 college basketball games. Everyone, welcome to the show. Billy Brisbane, Justin McKelvey. Hell yeah! All right, sight for sore eyes, baby. All right, we got 4 NBA games. The NBA games, I really don't have a good feel on. Not sure if I'm seeing anything I'm liking. College games, totally different. Bunch of things I think I'm liking. We're going to break it all down. It's going to be great. I'm going to tweet this out while we talk about NBA. Is everything good audio-wise? I'm hearing some scratching. Okay.
Is that me?
No, I think it was me. I had to turn down the tablet.
All right, let's get into it. Let's start.
Pete's voice echoes through the screen. It cracks.
Oh, is it? Is my audio
No,
okay?
I'm joking.
Okay.
I'm joking.
Yeah. No, I love jokes myself, but the one thing I don't joke about is tech shit, because tech shit's always fucking going wrong. All right, let's get into it. We got 4 NBA games. First one, Indiana and the Knicks. Man, I don't know. The Pacers banged up, of course. 3 straight margin ATS losses, and the Knicks just rolling. Right? Not every game, but most games. They're off a huge win at Boston. Land 12 points here, which if form holds for both of these teams. Sure, Knicks should cover 12, I guess. I haven't checked the line move, but Justin, what do you think about this? I mean, is this a don't overthink it and just take the Knicks minus anything less than 15?
That was my first thought. And then I don't know. Knicks are 9 out of the last 10. They done won outright and covered all 9 out of the last 10. This Pacers team, obviously, I feel like they're tanking.
Yeah.
I feel like that they gave up on the season. And I wanted to bet the under, and I wanted to bet the Knicks, but I didn't want to give it 12.5. So I had to dig a little bit more deeper. Then I got to my old faithful. I'm on Karl Anthony Towns, 13-plus rebounds, minus 125. 4 of the last 5, 4 of the last 6. 4 of the last 6 of this position didn't cash to the over. I think there's nobody on the whole entire Pacers team that could stick Karl Anthony Towns. I think if you're looking for a player prop to go over, I would say Brunson points, but I'm on Karl Anthony Towns, 13-plus rebounds. Official plays minus 135 for 13-plus. I laddered them to 17.
Yeah, no, makes a lot of sense. I've been doing pretty well. I don't know if you noticed with these 2-team money line parlays with 2 big faves. That wind up being like about a 110, 120.
I'd be doing it on like on my own, but I don't give them out, but I do them.
Yeah, and I might do this here with like a Knicks first half money line parlayed with something else on the NBA card. Let's hear what Billy Brisbane has to say. I don't know. Is Knicks minus 12 just obvious, and we're leaving money on the table if we don't take it? It hasn't really moved.
Nah, you know what? This gives me deja vu of some spots that I've been losing in the last couple of weeks, and it's the sandwich home spot, meaning like first half of a back-to-back, playing a shitty team, and then you play on national TV the next game. Detroit Pistons were in this spot last week, and they lost to the Wizards, and then they smoked the Knicks in their next game. And this is kind of like the same exact spot here, sandwich home spot for New York. They played the Sixers tomorrow in Philadelphia. Granted, that's not travel scenario at all. It's just more of a I would say just emotional letdown spot here. Like, this is just not a team that you're going to get up for. They've been on national TV for like the past week, it feels like, for the Knicks, and this game is just like a run-of-the-mill average Tuesday night game. This line kind of makes sense, though. I mean, New York's 9-1 their last 10. Each of their wins have came by double digits. But I'm just not going to be on this one. I have a parlay today. And fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice. All right. Third time, I guess I'm a dumbass. So
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
lose the next
Ain't that like a J. Cole song?
I have no idea.
No, it really is.
Fool me 8 times. This is how I live. This is what I'm
No,
doing.
I'm just
with my life.
saying. Like I keep on losing these parlays on some bullshit ass like chalky favorites that I think a game could be close, but they should win, and then they actually end up losing outright. Nah, fuck that. The Knicks.
Oh
The
man.
last time these two teams played was right after the Knicks won the cup, and that
Yeah.
game literally went down to the buzzer where Jalen Brunson had to hit some fadeaway bullshit, and the Knicks ended up winning that game. So if there's a game on the calendar that the Pacers probably would get up for, it would probably be traveling in the Madison Square Garden.
It's time for Brunson to lead the Knicks.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I said it's time for Brunson to lead the Knicks.
No way. His dad's an assistant coach. They're not bringing that.
Yeah, but you got to value. You know what I mean? You want championships, or you're never going to get a ring in New York. So if that's what you care about, time to go. If you don't care, then rock out.
All right.
But I'm ready to go on call sheet and say Brunson, no championship. I got one with Booker. He never gonna win a championship. My fault. Go ahead, Loshak.
Yeah. I might take. I mean, you definitely Billy Brisbane last week. I don't even remember. I think I had a good week last week, but you warned me not to take the Wizards against the Knicks. You were like, the Knicks are going to absolutely steamroll them on the road, and you were right. That was a big loss for me. Taking and you're right. The Knicks team total under was a loser as well. So maybe you have a.
I did. I'm pretty sure. I hope I didn't get it wrong. I was going to text him before I bet it, but I think I got it right. I ain't making it official because it's Jimmy's little trend. I did bet this under. He got a little thing on teams on first leg of back-to-back as a double-digit favorite.
Yeah, I mean,
so I bet the under. I just blind bet it, but I ain't gonna give it official because that's his little trend. But that's what I bet. I bet him and Cat. But I'm making Cat official.
Okay. I think I probably will just go with the Knicks first half money line and some kind of parlay if I can find something. I understand the risk here, but as you said, the Pacers are like banged up. They might be tanking. The Knicks are off a huge win at Boston. You don't want to bet that, but we'll see. We'll see. All right, let's move on to the next game. Clippers in Houston. Clippers off a huge road win as a big dog. They're not really rolling right now, but of course, they got rid of Leonard and I'm sorry. I mean, they got rid of Harden, but Kawhi Leonard is playing great, and they're still fighting. They're still trying. I think the Clippers are still a team that is going to have some life to them going forward, despite the fact that they've lost a few in a row before that last win, ATS-wise. And Houston, they had been struggling, but they're off of a road dog win at OKC. Houston's very up and down, right? They tend to get road dog wins against good teams, and then sort of flounder at home. And Houston's actually lost 5 straight games ATS at home. Clippers clearly fighting. This line just seemed too big to me. I was thinking, why would we not take the Clippers here? I know that they're getting Garland and some of the other guys in tonight that they got in the trade. So I guess you could make the argument that there's going to be chemistry issues for Clippers. Maybe. It's a lot of points. Houston tends to not do well as a home favorite. What do you think, Justin? Clippers plus a whole bunch of points?
Yeah, literally everything you said, I agree with. And I am on the Clippers plus 7.5.
Mm-hmm.
And I made it short for all my notes that I had. And the two things that really solidified upon everything I like. If you dig deep into the Rockets, their last 10 home games, they covered twice, ATS. Only twice.
Yeah.
If you look at their last 8 games that they was 5+ points favorites, they're 0-8 ATS the last 8. I don't understand why this line is so big. I felt like when I bet it, I was diving into a trap. I actually got my fault. I didn't get 7.5. I got 8. I got plus 8 at minus 115. And I just don't understand this line. I feel like that maybe they're saying, the new players, chemistry is gonna mess it up, but I feel like this Rockets team is just like this Heat team. We don't want them as favorites. We want them as dogs. And 7.5, 8-point favorite. I don't know. I don't even know why this line is so long or so big because we just seen this Clippers team outright the Timberwolves as a big underdog, and they blasted them. So maybe the Timberwolves suck, or I don't know. I just felt like this line was way off. I felt like it should have been like a 4.5 or 5, maybe. But official play
Yeah.
+8, -15, -115 for the Clippers.
Yeah, certainly with all things being equal, with max motivation, I wouldn't be surprised if the Rockets slam them. But they're coming off the OKC win. We know the tendencies of this team. We know the tendencies of the Clippers. Billy Brisbane, what do you think?
Yeah, not really too much to add to that. I mean, letdown spot coming off the OKC game with a home and home here because this Clippers game, they play each other again, I believe, Thursday. Or no, they play again tomorrow night, Wednesday. So this is the first night of a back-to-back with a home and home. Those are just spots where if you bet the favorite, you're going to end up getting trapped. This kind of looks like a parlay shitter, like people that don't really like follow the NBA travel spots and like the spots that are in the NBA. You would just blindly throw the Rockets in a parlay piece and you wouldn't even second guess it. But the deeper that you look into this game, the Clippers plus the points is definitely the move.
Yeah, all right. I think I'll take Clippers. I'll start with first half +4.5 -109. Start with that. The line has moved a little bit in Houston's favor, it looks like, which is a little weird. Let's look at what people have to say about the comment. Nasty Nate likes Rockets second quarter. All right. Okay. I'll take. I'll start with just the Clippers first half. I'll take it. If Houston rolls, I'll eat the loss. That's all right. Next game on the card. This is a weird one. I really don't know, but maybe you guys can shed some light on it, and then maybe I'll use it in some way. Dallas and Phoenix, Mavs, 7 straight up losses, and 2-5 ATS in those. So the Mavs really struggling right now. Phoenix, not what they were in the beginning of the year. They've been less bad recently, but not by that much. Phoenix, they've lost their last 3 home games were all straight up losses as a fave. So Phoenix not rolling either here, and it opened as Phoenix a big favorite, like 7.5 or so, and now it's up to 8. I think I'm seeing. So I'm not sure what to think here, but obviously Phoenix laying a big number, and as of right now, getting bet even higher. Justin, what do you think about this one?
Yeah, I guess I seen that Book's gonna make his way back, and I'll never want to be on the side where the superstar player coming back first game back. But every time he come back from injury, it seems like he do well. But I don't want to bank on that. I don't want to trust this Dallas team. It seems like they was doing good, now they're not. Cooper Flag, he's catching every night. But I didn't want to keep depending on him. Something that I've been and with Booker coming back, and I expect him to not miss a beat. I think he's gonna have like 20-something points. I didn't even look at his points, but I think Gillespie's gonna be feeding him. And I think the first game back, Gillespie Book back in the rotation, and Books. I think he'll get a lot of assists between Dylan Brooks and Devin Brooklyn. So I'm on Gillespie 5+ assists at plus 105.
Okay, that makes some sense. Yeah, Phoenix definitely seems to, when some star players go out, it helps them. Not so with Booker. Billy Brisbane, what do you think? Is Phoenix live here?
Yeah, I like Phoenix in this spot. This is third of 4 meetings between these two teams, and both of these teams are just trending in different directions. Phoenix lost their past 2, so they definitely need a win here. Phoenix, though, they're in a third game of a 4-game homestand, starting to get the respect from the odds makers, best ATS team in the NBA. Dallas has been terrible on the road, 5-16 straight up. Clearly, they're looking to tank. This is the first game of a 5-game road trip, so if this gets out of hand early, this could definitely just run away from them. I like Phoenix here. I have Phoenix in a 2-leg parlay.
All right. And you know what? I will use Phoenix with I'll take Knicks first half money line parlayed with Phoenix money line. For the Knicks, that's -380, and for Phoenix, -310. So that should come down to a decent number there. And I'll make that a play. I think Phoenix, you're right. I mean, Dallas is definitely in a bad way right now. Are they tanking? They're tanking, right?
Yeah, I mean, trade Anthony Davis to the Wizards. That screams like tanking.
Okay, I'm going to do that. I'm going to take Phoenix full game money line and Knicks first half money line. Maybe I should take Phoenix.
I think Dallas would be more competitive in games that are on like national TV and stuff like that. But these little just like random games that are just road games and stuff like that are just kind of like fade Dallas spots.
I don't necessarily think they hit that tank button yet. Just my opinion. I know.
What do you mean? Look how many games they lost in a row. Cooper Flagg's not even playing 30 minutes anymore. He played 26 in their last game.
Like I said, I know it's not popular, but if you look at it, like they're not doing what other tanking teams are doing. Like, let's look at the Utah Jazz, what they did against the Orlando Magic. Like, they was winning and benched their starters at the end of the third quarter because they was winning. The Mavericks are not doing that. I think the Mavericks is shaking up the team, not necessarily saying they're tanking, but you're getting rid of the pieces that are not doing nothing.
I think Dallas is just trying to see what they have with their young guys and who's going to be there for the next upcoming years and who's going to be with Cooper Flagg and like what gels, and it's nothing that's there. So
you figured, like Uncle Drew, he ain't been on the court yet this year. Like AD, he don't be on the court, so
AD
I feel like
traded.
that's what I'm saying. So like that's their fault for even getting them. I feel like
but if Dallas really wanted to Dallas is not sitting that far from the Portland Trailblazers from a play-in spot. If they really wanted to be in the play-in, they could be in the play-in.
All right. Well, let me see what's going on here. I'm trying to figure out
if you're like 2 games out of the play-in spot and you trade away a top 20 player in the NBA, I'm just going to assume that you're tanking.
All right. Well,
who's the top 20 player that they traded?
Anthony Davis, bro. They traded him to the Wizards. The best way to tank is trade your best player to the team with the worst record. Like what? That screams like tanking.
Who was putting Anthony Davis in the top 20 in the last 5 years? Like you got to play to be top 20. We can't go back to New Orleans Pelicans days and still 5 years later say you're the top 20. Since he left the Pelicans, he ain't been no top 20. Not since the COVID year of the Lakers chip. That was last year. He was really AD top 20. Since that COVID year, he ain't no top 20. Stop it.
If AD puts on the basketball sneakers and plays a full basketball game, he scores about 25 points and about 13 rebounds. That's the top 20 player in the NBA.
If.
All right, but that's like saying if Joel Embiid didn't Joel Embiid's still a top 10 player in the NBA.
All right. Well, I'm going to take the Phoenix on the money line parlay with Knicks first half money. They've lost 3 in a row straight up at home. They should be fully motivated here to get a win. And then the last game on the card is the Lakers as a big home dog against the Spurs. Spurs, of course, off of 2 huge scoring wins and covers against the Mavs, who either are tanking or really suck. And the Lakers are on a back-to-back. They lost at OKC yesterday, but before that, Lakers had been undervalued, covered 8 out of their last 11 before that OKC game. So here they are getting a big number against the Spurs. I'm not exactly sure. I know Luka's out, or he was out last night. I'm assuming he's going to be out here. I'm not sure how my opinion would change if he was in. This one is scratching my head a little bit. Justin McKelvey, what do you think? Lakers getting a big number at home.
Yeah, I didn't want to get into a side or a total in this game with the Lakers coming off back-to-back. And one thing I did realize when I dug into the Spurs and looked at Wemby, I expect one star to be a star. He only had 16 points in his previous game, 1 for 6 from three-point land. I expect bigger numbers on both of those, and I'm on both of those back in L.A. I feel like a star going to be a star. Like, who's going to stick him? DeAndre Ayton, cut it out. I'm on Victor Wembanyama, 23-plus points. That Stacks play today at minus 115, and I'm on Victor Wembanyama, 3+ threes at plus 185.
All right, Justin. Billy, the line has moved up. It's now 9 for the Spurs, and the total hasn't moved much at all. What's your take on this one?
Yeah, watch that game on Peacock last night. The Lakers at home against the Thunder. The Lakers really tried to win that game. They did everything that they possibly could do in their powers, and they dumped out the minutes in that game. I mean, they put a very concerted effort and still coming up short versus OKC. Austin Reeves is not playing this game. Luka's not playing this game. And I wouldn't be shocked if they rest somebody else. LeBron and company out here, I just don't think is enough to take advantage of the Spurs. They actually got their streak started. If you remember, they beat the Lakers in LA in the NBA Cup And then they went on that crazy run right after they beat the Lakers. They beat the Thunder, and then they went to being like the Spurs that we know of now. But they've won 4 straight, first night of a back-to-back for them. So that would be the only hesitation about like Wemby props. Like if this game gets out of hand, how many minutes are they really trying to play Wemby? They go into Golden State tomorrow. That's going to be another high-profile spot. Hard to determine the total. Kind of lean towards the under here. And I think the Spurs are going to blow out the Lakers here. I think this line's -8. This line opened up 7.5. It's going up to 9.5 for a reason. I think this is a Spurs blowout spot. Player prop wise, I ended up playing Luke Kennard over 1.5 3-pointers -140. Or no, not 3-pointers. Luke Kennard over 8.5 points -112. Don't mind the 3-pointers at -140. But Luke Kennard's gonna get a lot of shot volume in the lineup tonight. Just got acquired by the Lakers, played the game against Golden State, shot 4 for 7, had 10 points. And then the last game he had 7 points and he had a bad shooting night. Didn't even go over his 3-point prop and he still had 7 points. This game gets out of hand, or even if it's close, Luke Kennard's going to soak up a lot of those Austin Reeves minutes. He's looked like a very valuable contributor offensively, and he's been playing pretty decent defense for Luke Kennard standards. So I think JJ Redick's a big Luke Kennard guy. Both of them Duke alumni. They traded for him for a reason. I think Luke Kennard's going to be a big piece for the Lakers in the second half of the season. I don't think it's going to really matter that much for like the landscape of things, but from a betting perspective, we should be able to get some good spots on Luke Kennard like tonight.
Okay. All right. We'll look for that. Let's review our official plays in the NBA on this short card. I just have 2. Clippers first half +4.5 -105. I found that one. I'm going to parlay Phoenix money line and Knicks first half money line -380 and -310, and that comes to a -149 line for the parlay. Justin McKelvey, please review your official plays. Thanks so much.
Bon Carl Anthony Towns, 13 plus rebounds -125. I'm on the Clippers +8 -115. Gillespie 5 plus assists at +105, plays for the Phoenix Suns. And I'm on Wemby 3 plus threes at +185, and I'm on Wemby 23 plus points at minus. Well, I put 125 -1. I don't know. I got to look at the odds again. That was my stat play today. I wrote down one. I think that's it. Is with it -125. I think that's what I got it at.
Okay. All right. Right on. Billy Brisbane, please review your official plays. Thanks.
Yeah, it's got 2 plays, Phoenix Suns and the San Antonio Spurs -118, 2-leg parlay. And then I got a player prop, Luke Kennard, over 8.5 points -112. Those are the 2 plays we're rolling with in hoops today.
All right. Thanks, guys. Now we're going to talk college basketball. Billy Brisbane, how long are you here for? What would you like to do for college basketball? When do you have to leave?
I don't have any time restrictional frame today. UFC's on break. But to be honest with you, this college basketball slate, banger games to watch, but to bet, me no bueno.
Well, there's a few things I'm liking, and there's a few things that I took. We'll see what you guys have to say about it. I guess we'll start with the games that you like, and then we'll touch on anything that we didn't get to. Justin McKelvey, is there anything you're liking in particular for today's card?
Yeah, I got a few plays, but I recently lost all of my college notes. My daughter took my laptop, so I know everyone who I like, who I took. I just don't have my notes on me. Okay. And the first one is on the North Carolina Miami game, and I'm on the over 156 in that game. I think everyone is anticipating a North Carolina letdown after that Duke, and everyone's thinking Miami. And I don't know who's going to win. I'm not on the side, but don't quote me because I don't have my notes on it. But I want to say it was like 8 out of the last 9 meetings that went over, 4 of the last 5 North Carolina games that went over. One thing we know about this Carolina team, they score. And one thing we know about Miami at home is they score. I don't have a winner in this game. If I had to pick a winner, I guess I would lean towards Miami off North Carolina with the big Duke, but I'm more comfortable with the over, and that stacks played at number one over 156.
All right,
my fault. Over 156 and a half.
Only got one spot before we get on out of here. Before I get on out of here, personally, Fordham takes on St. Joe's tonight. Game is in Philadelphia. I like St. Joe's minus the points. They've been red hot. One of the teams that anybody's really talking about, but they've gone 8-2 ATS last 10. Nice little home spot against Fordham. Fordham's been one of those road teams that they have like good ATS numbers on the road, but just straight up wise, they're 2-4. And this is basically a one possession basketball game, depending on what line you're getting, 4.5, 5.5. I think it's all good. I think St. Joe's routes Fordham tonight.
Yeah, that's an interesting. St. Joe's has been awesome ATS, and Fordham, one of those teams that they play pretty close to their spreads, and they can be good ATS on the road. The total opened at like 130.5, which was surprisingly low, and now it's up to 134.5. The spread hasn't moved though, -5. It's certainly defensible. All right, Billy Brisbane, thanks so much. Is that all that you want to single out from today's card?
Yeah, I don't have too much on this college basketball slate. You got to check out the Discord. Discord was late last night. Hit that Xavier plus 16.5, and then we hit St. John's 1-10 win margin. It was the double dip. So I'm not going to try to test my luck too much tonight.
Very, very nice.
Yeah,
all right.
Xavier was sweet last night. That was my Medicaid play of the day yesterday. The video.
Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Very, very nice. All right. So let's get back to the UNC game. That is a very interesting one, which I would have no opinion on, except that Spoons Bets likes UNC money line -114. As you talked about, they're coming off a huge win over Duke. So maybe there's a letdown there, but Miami, they're good, but they're also one of these teams that might have some issues at home, right? They are 1-7 ATS in their last 8 home games. And out of the last 3 home games, 2 of those were straight up losses as a double-digit favorite. We see this in all sports. Miami might have some issues at home. They're good, but they're not deep. They're tall. They score well inside, but they're not particularly deep. And UNC, of course, is excellent, coming off of the win against Duke, which was huge. So the big knock on UNC here, I guess, would be an emotional letdown from the Duke game. But aside from that, it seems like a suspiciously low line. And again, Justin McKelvey in the over at
That's because my thing is like they doing it real big in North Carolina right now. Like they partying on the streets and climbing light poles and they storming the court over Duke. And I don't know. I'm not on the side, so and hearing Spoons on which I think I knew that. And knowing the Spoons is on North Carolina, I can't get there, but I can't back this Carolina team. I feel like y'all doing too much over one Duke win. Unless this is what Spoons always say about St. John, St. John just say, let's beat UConn and that's cool. So unless that's your season for North Carolina, saying as long as we beat Duke, I've seen videos they climbing light post and all that over a Duke win. They're not even the number 1 team.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, I think it's a natural rivalry. But UNC, they've been winning and covering recently, kind of turned a corner. They definitely have their sights set on the tournament.
It is. I just think that's a lot of celebration for a regular season win.
Yeah, it's a rivalry, I guess. I mean, that was the fans celebrating, not necessarily the players. You know what I mean? They'll just have it.
So we think.
Yeah, right. All right. Well, that's an interesting game. I definitely, with a free play, would put it on UNC just because of what Spoons Bet says. We have the Ron Crawford NBA play of the day, Clippers. Okay, that is not a surprise to me. That makes me feel good. And college hoops play of the day is SMU -11, which is a very interesting one. We can talk about that. SMU, of course, playing.
They played Notre Dame, right?
Notre Dame, yeah. Notre Dame, they can get a cover, but in general, they've not been good ATS recently. And SMU, very up and down. They are similar to Miami, not a Stark, but similar to Miami. They seem to outperform more ATS on the road. They're off of a big 20-point road win. I can't pull the trigger on Notre Dame first half just because of that, because they're definitely outclassed. But Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day is SMU -11, which they're clearly the much better team. I don't know if there's any circumstantial reasons not to like them here, but there you go. Ronnie Crawford, spreadsheet play of the day in college hoops, SMU -11. All right, Justin McKelvey, is there anything else you definitely like? Don't worry about your notes. Just shout out.
Oh, yeah. I got a whole bunch of them. I know them all in my head.
Okay.
I'm on Purdue. I got +2.5 with them. I think this is the wrong team favorite. I know if you look at them and say Nebraska's a better team, if you look at by the record and their home court, But if you look at their overall team, I think Purdue has the better team. I think they need this win after they didn't have them losses, consecutive losses, like what was it, 2 in a row, 3 in a row earlier in the season. I think this is the time that they can get back and go ahead and build on their resume, because right now the resume not looking that good. So I think I don't know. Me and Spoon, we was, I ain't gonna say we was talking about it, but we texted briefly about it. And it's not a comfortable spot because I've lost a lot with Purdue, but I feel like this is their get right spot, and I think this could be like wrong team favorite going away. Like not double digit win, but I don't think this is gonna be close. I don't never expect to have to split this game out.
Well,
I think I think Nebraska's good. I just don't think when it's all said and done with, they're Purdue good. And I could be wrong because I've lost with Purdue a lot. So maybe Purdue ain't that good, and maybe I'm wrong, but I'm on Purdue plus 2.5.
Well, Spoons Bets is also on Purdue plus 2.5. Purdue is also 1-8 ATS over their last 9. And Nebraska, of course, in general, they're good. They won their last game on the road. Before that was a straight up home loss. So I don't think this is a letdown spot for these teams. And both of them shoot a lot of threes. Nebraska even more so. So, of course, anytime you have two teams that both shoot a lot of threes going up against each other, 3-point variance and randomness comes into play big time. Go ahead.
Who you like in this game?
I was going to give Nebraska, and I think I still will, but I do not like being against you and Spoons Bet at the same time. Nebraska first half, so not full game, but first half. I was going to give it, and I will give it. You know, I understand, of course, any team that shoots a lot of threes, you know, if Purdue's hitting 50% from 3 or 55 or 60, then forget about it in the first half. But I think I'm going to take Nebraska first half minus the points. Look at this. Nuke Worker like in Purdue money line. Jeez. Res Mob like in Purdue.
Uh-oh.
Jeez. All right. Well, you could easily both cash if Purdue covers, but
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're not really against us. You're just saying Nebraska will come out hot.
Yes, and definitely full game would make me a lot more nervous.
Yeah, so I look at things like that, and people always seem to think that it's against us, but I look at it the opposite, because my thing is, if you was against me, you'd be on a full game. There's a reason you're not on a full game and on the first half. Exactly. So I don't think that you're against me and Spoon and whoever else.
Well, the market also liking Purdue, man. This line, first line I saw, it was like 2.5. Now it's down to 1.5. So clearly, as of right now, money coming in. Everyone liking Purdue here, including the market, which I don't necessarily, which I certainly understand. All right, I'm gonna take Nebraska first half. Take them on the money line. Now it's minus 125. Why not? I'll go down there, take them Nebraska money line minus 125. But lots of people we respect liking Purdue. A few people we don't respect liking Purdue. The market. No, I'm kidding around. There's no one but I'm sure. I'm sure you could find.
You wasn't playing.
I'm sure you could find some non-pub sports people.
I can't even see the chat, but I just feel like you wasn't playing.
No. Oh, I'm totally playing. That's a total joke. The market also liking Purdue. So, all right. I'm going to take Nebraska first half money line minus 125, and we'll see how it all turns out. Let's look at the comments section. Res Mob liking it. All right. Okay. All right. What else are you liking, Justin McKelvey?
First game of the day, IUPUI over Milwaukee. I think this Milwaukee team sucks. They're like 2-7, They got 2 overall. Like I said, I don't have my notes. I know they got 2 road wins, and they beat them earlier in the season. I think this IUPUI Jaguars team, first game of the day. I personally got them at plus 1.5 at minus 110. But I do endorse the 115 line move from dog to favorite. I feel like in the IUPUI, they're 5-5 at home. I feel like they get another win. They're coming off of winning their previous game. And I just don't like this Milwaukee team. So I like IUPUI. I got plus 1.5, but I endorse the money line at minus 115.
No, I completely agree with you. And in fact, I was almost liking it before the lines came out, as much as I was going to like Nebraska first half. And then the line came out at Pick'em, which had me scratching my head. And then it moved in Wisconsin-Milwaukee's favor. I mean, Wisconsin-Milwaukee's been terrible ATS. They did cover their last game. They still lost on the road, and they've been terrible ATS. And IU Indy actually looking pretty good recently.
You said it moved in Milwaukee's favor.
Yeah, right.
I got IU. I got Indy plus 1.5.
Yeah, the first line I saw at Bookmaker was Pick'em.
Oh, pick them.
Yeah.
So then, okay, all right.
So let's see what.
But then it's still moving towards IUI. I bet Rivers before I came on here it was a minus 115 for IUI for Indy.
Yeah, I mean there might have been some micro movements since then, back and forth. But I'm saying from the first line, what I saw, which was Pick'em, which had me I was expecting to see IU Indy as a small favorite, but it was Pick'em, and now it's like 1.5 or 2 in favor of Milwaukee.
Oh, I didn't know that. Oh, that definitely moved in.
1.5 Wisconsin Milwaukee minus 1.5. Jeez, what is going on here?
I'll get it.
Yeah,
I feel like raw team favorite.
Totals dropped about 4 points as well. The first game was very high scoring. Maybe I'll give it anyway. I mean,
and that's wild because IU Indy, like early in the season, they were scoring. But like I used to always take their overs early in the season, but it don't seem like it's like that no more. Like they're not putting up big numbers. Like I was on their home overs like early in the season, and their totals would be like 167, 168 type shit, and they're not putting up numbers like that. But I don't know why this line moving towards Milwaukee. I mean, it don't change nothing about my bet. I got plus 1.5, but I endorsed the money line. I feel like they're gonna win the game.
Well, as Spoons Bets is pointing out, they did play earlier in Milwaukee. That was on January 11th, so that was a month ago. So the personnel situations were a little bit different. Milwaukee won by 12 in that one. And Spoons Bets also saying he's shocked by the line. The line was 8.5, 8.5, 9.5, depending on where you look at it. Last game, and he wanted IUPUI plus 3.5 here. Shocked by the line, I guess. Spoons Bets was expecting IUPUI to be getting a few points. I was expecting IUPUI to be a tiny favorite. I know that in that last game at Milwaukee, it was a different line, but just because of personnel issues and how things have gone recently. All right, I'll take it. I'll take IUPUI. I'll go on it with you, Justin McKelvey.
Yeah, I like it.
Yep. And instead of like plus 2 minus 111, I'll take the money line plus 109. IU Indy. Money line plus 109. What is going on here? What's going on with this game? I'm going to take it. All right. What else do you like, Justin McKelvey?
I'm not going to go in order. I'm just going off the top of my head. I like TCU. Mm-hmm. I got plus 7 with TCU. And they're 6-2 ATS as a dog. But more importantly, I feel like this is the perfect sandwich spot for Iowa State. They got Kansas in a revenge game where they lost to last week. Or not last week, but last game when they met. So, like, not the previous game, but they just met like a couple of weeks ago, like 3 or 4 weeks ago, maybe 2. I don't know. But Kansas jumped on them. So they got a revenge game coming up next at home for Iowa State. I think this is too many points for a Jamie Dixon team at the crib. If you look at their numbers, ATS-wise, as far as at home, it's going to say fade TCU.
Right.
And I'm ignoring them. I'm going to trust Jamie Dixon, who just someone who I don't know him personally, but I've watched him a lot. From being Pitt coach when he was out here in the zoo when Pitt was relevant with LeVance Fields and Jason Blair. So this is like I like Jamie Dixon. I think he's gonna have the team ready. And 6-2 ATS as a dog with Iowa State coming looking for a trap spot going back home against Kansas, but they just jumped on you. I like TCU. I think it's too many points, and I think they might be live.
Okay, sorry, I was out I froze for a second, but I think everything is good now. Damn it! And now we have some comments here. AM Milwaukee should be favored by 3 or more, in my opinion.
By record, they're a better team.
Wow. All right, So this Iowa State TCU one is interesting. Iowa State, of course, is excellent. Now they're on the road, and as you said, TCU has clearly been overvalued recently, but they are a little desperate right now. They need a win, right, for their resume.
I think they could win this game,
Yeah.
And that's why I only I sprinkle. Usually, I do a quarter. When I'm on a dog, I always sprinkle something on the money line. It's just something. Anytime I bet a dog, this is what I do. Because if I'm betting a dog, I feel like they got a chance to win the game. So just in case, I always sprinkle. But I think I put like maybe $15 on the money line. It's not something that I think they're going to win the game, but 100%, I think they're going to stay within this number.
Yeah, I think you might be right. Before the lines came out, I was thinking Iowa State just too good, and I'm thinking of taking them first half. And then when I did my deeper research, ran some numbers, I was like, no, I'm going to pass on this one. And let's see where the line. The first line I saw was 6.5. Interesting to see where the line has moved. Where is it now? 6.5 at 7.5. Look at that! Wow.
Yeah, I'm about to say I didn't even. I got a 7.
Mhm.
But I know people who got 7.5, and not no YouTube, like people like my homies out here. Not even my homies, just one. He texted me this morning and told me to hammer Iowa State,
Mhm.
and I sent the laughing emojis at him.
Mhm.
So like, and he don't bet like that's the only thing that worries me. He only
Mhm.
makes like one bet a week,
Right.
like one heavy bet.
Yeah,
So
that's
for
what I
him,
was thinking. Just because Iowa State is clearly a half notch better overall, all things being equal. All right, we'll get back to other games you want to single out, but right now, Swaggy C25 is asking about Illinois, Wisconsin. So let's talk about that. If you got anything on that, Justin McKelvey. Of course, Illinois is a big favorite here. You have anything on this that you remember from your notes?
yeah, I do have a bet in this game. That's why
Okay.
I know all my bets in college
Sure.
is in my head. I just don't remember the notes.
Yeah.
But I do remember Illinois. I'm on the team total over 82.5. I think I paid up for like minus 120 for that. With them coming off that loss and Wisconsin coming off that overtime 1 point loss, like they put all effort. Me personally, I think they possibly got jerked against Indiana over the
Yes.
weekend, but they're coming off a loss. But either way, I covered, so I didn't care one way or the other. I had plus 4.5, so I didn't look too deep into whether they got jerked or not because they covered for me. But with them putting max effort into it, I don't think their defense is going to be like that. And with Illinois coming off a loss back at home, the spread was 11.5. I just felt like that was a really, really high line.
Yeah.
But then I thought NC State yesterday was the high line. I didn't bet it yesterday, though, because I felt like that line was telling me something. But just the NC State yesterday, even though it's not the same number, but that NC State closed at 7.5 for a team that was so hot, and they got dog walk. So I just feel like this 11.5 to Wisconsin, it just reminds me of yesterday. But I'm on Illinois' team total over 80. I just expect them off a loss back at the crib to put up a big number against a team that's not going to play much defense.
Yeah, I mean, Illinois is great, of course, and they are off of the OT road loss at Michigan State. Wisconsin, they are also off of their frustrating OT loss at against Indiana. And yeah, it's a tough one because Illinois is great. They can cover this number, but of course, Wisconsin's scrappy. They're the team that beat Michigan on the road as an 18-point dog, and they also both like to shoot a lot of threes. So that comes into play. Variance comes into play. They both hit, more than a third of their threes. So they're both good free throw shooting. 3-point shooting teams. Yeah, I think you might be right there. Win or lose spread wise, Illinois puts up a big number. That's a pretty shrewd look.
Because of the spread, I didn't want to be on the over because the spread is telling me blowout, and blowouts, it's hard to go over in a blowout, which means one team's going to score a lot, and they're expecting Wisconsin not to. So I didn't want to get to the over, ask them Wisconsin to help me out. But Illinois is off a loss. They're not exactly the same teams, but just certain teams in college like Yale, Alabama, Illinois, Auburn, like only Auburn when they have a home loss like today. And like just certain teams off a loss at the crib. I just, over the years, I just bet them one way or the other, whether it's a spread, team total, or over.
In the meantime, there has been movement on this game, though. Movement towards Wisconsin, at least from the first line I saw. I look at like the very early lines from like Bookmaker. But Wisconsin now 10.5 and headed towards 10. And the total was like 156, I think, the first line I saw. Now it's down to 152, 155, down to 152. So as of right now, based on the early sharp book opener, moving towards Wisconsin, moving towards the under.
The first line I seen was 11.5, so it's definitely moving towards
Yeah. All right.
Wisconsin.
So there you go, Swaggy. Any thoughts on Illinois and Wisconsin game? No, but if I had a free bet, definitely I'd throw it on the Illinois team total over with Justin McKelvey right there. Okay. What other games would you like to?
And I mentioned it. Auburn. I got Auburn at -3.5.
Okay.
I got that at -112. And I don't know, it just goes into my thing is they just lost at the Jungle. It's just some things that, regardless of the type team they have, you just don't see them losing too often at the Jungle. And they just lost to Alabama at the crib. Now you got another shot out of it to Vanderbilt. But Vanderbilt, that's the reason why it's not official. And I'm just telling you who I bet. But the reason why it's not official because Vanderbilt is coming off that home loss to Oklahoma over the weekend. So I feel like this could be a giddy up spot, even though it's on the road. This Vanderbilt team, it depends on how you feel about them. I feel like they are all right. I don't think they're no threat, but I feel like in spots they could be chippy. But coming off this loss to Oklahoma, and I think Oklahoma sucked. So to come off that loss, I expect them to have a big effort. I do got the over 162.5.
Yeah.
I got that in my bet slip. I haven't moved on it yet, only because I wanted to talk it out because with Auburn losing last week at the Jungle, and you get another shot at it, like, I can't be convinced that this thing don't get ugly. Like, I just feel like Auburn gonna run away with this. And I know a lot of people, and it moved up to 4.5, but I got 3.5. And I didn't look at the CLV because my whole thing is it's two teams coming off a loss. It's just about where you value more, and I value a loss at the Jungle over everything. Like, not many teams go down the Jungle and come out with a dub. So, but like I said, Vandy coming off a loss, I think they're decent. So I didn't want to make it official, but I'm just telling you who I bet. I got Auburn -3.5.
Yeah,
and I'm
Vandy
looking at the over.
Yeah, Vandy, of course, was a double-digit home favorite in that loss to Oklahoma. And my note here is exactly that. Both teams salty. And my note here feels in all caps, feels like another game that should soar over. Don't overthink it.
That's how I feel. I feel like that's the safest bet.
Yeah.
Because that's the thing. I can't see the comment, but you said a double-digit home favorite loss.
Yeah, for Vandy. Yeah.
Exactly. Against Oklahoma. That's why I said I didn't want to make it official. And I might bet a little bit more on the over after the show. I love Auburn off the loss, -3.5, but just like Matty already said, like, now you're getting a few points. You coming off a home upset. So the more I dug into it, I was more confident in the over than I was the 3.5. But to see the spread move in my favor, so
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm just thinking about what I want to do here. I think I will make the I'll take a first half over. I'm just maybe when these two teams are salty, they run it up and down, or are they like, well, let's D up just a little bit in the first half, and then we'll let it
I don't think they're going. I don't think they're going to play no D.
Yeah. So I want to double.
They don't play D when they're not mad.
Right. Jose Perez says Auburn is the right side and over.
Like it.
Yeah. I mean,
it does seem like don't overthink it, but all day from last night on my main book, which is Bet Rivers, and I didn't look right before I came on here. I'm just wondering why that didn't line. The over and under didn't move. I seen 162.5.
Yes.
And the juice, the VIG was moving a couple pennies up and down, but it stayed at 162.5. And I'm like, why everybody don't see what I see? Like, this is not a layup over. Yeah. So for it not to move, that's the only reason why I didn't bet it yet. Because my whole thing is
both these teams can go under when they're playing another team that wants to like D up or slow them down or whatever, like Auburn at Tennessee or whatever. But matching up against each other, they're just going to let it fly.
And Auburn at the crib, like I don't know. I would expect it to do something, and it's not. So
I'm not going to overthink it. If it loses, that's all right. I'm going to take over 162 -107. hasn't moved since the first line that now 161.5. Look at that, minus 110. I'll take that one just in case it lands on 162. There you go, 161.5 minus 110. I'm tempted to throw on the first half over as well and double up, but minus 105. Look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna join you after the show in the full game, especially because I'm looking at I could get a 161.5 too.
Yeah,
I like that. Shame on. Yeah, I like that.
if you wait a little bit, you can probably get a 161.
Can't see how it doesn't go over. I don't understand.
All right, well, I'm on it. That's just one. AM says he makes the Vandy Auburn total 161.5. So hopefully it lands on 162 and we get it by the hook. All right, let's talk. I don't know if you looked at this, but Dimitri Mamo says, how about Western Illinois plus 4.5? I don't know if you looked at that game, but that is a very weird game, which I want to do deeper research into because Western Illinois was not that bad except for their last 3 games where suddenly they have lost ATS by huge margins. 3 games in a row, Western Illinois losing by huge margins. Now they're at home getting 4.5 against Eastern Illinois, who's off of decent two covers, both on the road. The last one was a straight up win. They played already once this year, a super low scoring game, 57-55. So I want to look into more what's up with Western Illinois and what the explanation is for their last 3 games being so terrible ATS. I don't have an answer for you, but that's definitely a game that I've been thinking about. Dimitri Mamo 65-15.
Yeah, I don't have nothing in that game, but for you here, you say 4.5 because I underlined. I wanted Western, but I got it at. No, I got it. I bet it at. But when I underlined it, when I was going to bet it, it was plus 3.5, minus 115. So here you say plus 4.5. Tell me that's moving against me. I didn't bet it or nothing. I wanted to. That was the price when I was going to. I just think I don't know if this is the spot. I think they started off decent. They had a rough couple games. Now back at home. I think this is a 3.5. I think not wrong team favorite, but I feel like they live enough to win it outright. But it's moving against me, so.
The first line I saw was 4.5 early at Bookmaker.
So just went back to the normal number then.
Yeah.
When I looked at it, it was 3.5.
Yeah, it probably has bounced back and forth. You see that a lot. So and the teams that I mean Western Illinois was a huge dog or a big dog in those games, getting blown out by Tennessee Martin. Okay, that's forgivable. Getting blown out on the road at Tennessee Tech, a little bit less forgivable. And then Tennessee State's a good team. I'm sorry.
No, I was muting, so that wasn't me.
And for a line like this, we have a team like Western Illinois, a home dog here off of 3 straight big margin ATS losses. I would expect to see some kind of line movement of significance, but as we've been talking about, just bounces back and forth. That tells me maybe Western Illinois is the side here. I'm gonna have to look into it more because they have. And here you go, AM. Shout out to AM. He likes Eastern Illinois -6 projection at least. Yeah, I mean the last 3 games, Western Illinois has lost ATS by like 100 points combined.
-6.
He likes Eastern Illinois -6. Now they're 4.5 right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, they lost each of those games ATS by double digits. So, and now they're back home, except that Eastern Illinois has some life to them. So, all right, it's going to be a pass for me for now, but I might have a bet on it later on. All right. Anything else that you want to shout out, Justin?
Yeah, I've been going back and forth with this BYU and Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
What you think about that game? Because my first thought is I wanted to be on Baylor, and I still do, because for one, it seemed like Baylor didn't hit the switch and seemed like they got a little bit more fight in them than they did earlier in the season. But more importantly, teams that play Houston, usually when they play Houston, they lose twice. Like you usually lose the game after, and they go back to I don't know, sometime early January. Like I said, I don't have my college notes, but it's like early January, like maybe the second week of January, some shit like that. Just look at the teams when you play Houston, look at their results of what happens the next game. They just typically lose that game. And this Baylor at home, but my whole thing is with this losing streak that BYU's on, like when are they going to? Because they don't suck. I just think they hit the rush patch like everybody else do. Like a lot of these teams, like I mean not a lot, but Arizona they don't. But there's teams that lose 2 or 3, like Purdue. They lost 2 or 3 in a row, like 3 I think it was. So I don't think BYU for them to have all these losses, and that's not why I'm fading them. It's more for me just like after playing Houston, like what are you gonna do? And none of these games ever since Arizona jumped on y'all, like y'all haven't been right. It's like Arizona jumped on y'all, then y'all done let Oklahoma State jump on y'all.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, BYU still ranked after 4 straight up losses because Arizona, that's forgivable. Sure, at Kansas, that's forgivable. Getting blown out by Houston, that's forgivable. Losing as a 7.5-point road favorite at Oklahoma State,
that's not forgivable.
Okay. I'm a very forgiving person. If you're, I can understand if you don't forgive them for that, but BYU has got to be pissed off here. And Baylor just played Iowa State pretty tight. I'm gonna take BYU first half.
That'll keep me off because I wanted Baylor just for BYU being off of Houston, but I just feel like they're gonna bounce back and the same way they lost a few in a row. I feel like they're gonna get right and rip off a few. And I don't want to be fading Baylor when BYU starts today.
Yeah. And let me see. The line has definitely moved in BYU's favor. The first line I saw was 2. Now it's up to like 3.5 or 4. I might double up on BYU.
They're gonna need a huge game out of what's his name? Diabate? How you say his name? Diabate?
You're asking the wrong person. I have a lot of talent in like pronouncing names is not one of them.
I can't say their name right. I don't like people butchering my name wrong, so I try not to hammer, but I'm close. I feel like I'm close. I said it pretty close to it, but
and for all I know, I've been butchering Jose Bouquett the whole time, and he just hasn't had the heart to tell me that's not.
No, he don't care.
All right, I'm gonna take BYU, and I think I'm gonna double up here. The line is definitely moved in their favor, so I can't take a first half money line at like -120 anymore. It's up to like 149. The first half line is 1.5. I might double up. I think BYU gets the win here. They should be good enough. I definitely like a more first half. Let's see what people are kind of. Yeah, the solution likes BYU. Jose Perez, OM5JN. Hope I didn't mispronounce that. Baylor is burnt. Yeah, I'm gonna take. All right, I'm gonna take. Asia Cook 3707 says BYU's gonna have to hit their threes. Yeah, they're gonna have to do something. Put it that way. They're gonna have to do something. I'm gonna take BYU here. And I won't take the first half money line at -149. I'll take -1, -126. I'll take that. BYU first half -1, -126. Let me shop around to see if I can get maybe a little bit better. And I think I might double up and take them full game. Although I should probably take them just 145. Yeah, I'll just take them. BYU first half money line -145. I'll take that. BYU first.
That's really not a bad price.
Yeah, -145. And then full game spreads like 3.5 or 4 now. Money line's up to like 180, 190. Kind of want to double up, but I think I'll hold off. Let's see what's happened with the total. Total is like 161, and now it's headed down. Look at that, 159 and headed down to 158.5.
Probably get a decent double result price for BYU.
Yeah.
Probably could. If the first half is minus, you said 145.
Yeah.
That means that double result should probably be like, I don't know, -115, -108, somewhere around there. It's probably not plus money, but it's probably a good price.
I'm thinking all sorts of stuff. The total is definitely headed down. This might be a first half under too because I'm
gonna write that down, a double result. I'm gonna look into that.
Yeah. Get that the first half line. Let me see. Sorry, we're gonna keep a pretty brisk pace, but I'm just thinking about maybe adding like the first half under or something like that. Unless BYU is just gonna try to steamroll them offensively, which is certainly possible. All right, I think I'll hold off for now on the total. I'll just take a BYU first half. Maybe I'll add them on full game. All right, let's look at the comment section. Move on. Anything else that you're liking, Justin?
No, that's off the top of my head. I looked into Villanova and Marquette, but
Yeah.
I left Marquette games alone. I'm pretty much I'm done with them. Like I always find a reason to bet Marquette, and I just don't win too often betting them. So,
All
but
right. Let's
when I
just
looked at it, it was 10.5, and my
Mhm.
first thought was Nova first half.
Yeah. Well, let's just do some. I'll go down the card. I'll do some quick hitters and ask you quickly if you have any brief thoughts on anything. Wisconsin, Milwaukee, Purdue, UNC, Vandy, BYU, and here Virginia, Florida State. Virginia has been slumping a little bit ATS recently, and Florida State maybe turned a corner. 5-1 ATS in their last 6. They won 4 of those 5 straight up. They're definitely competitive now, and getting a big number against Virginia, who is a good team. I was thinking maybe Florida State plus the points here. What do you think?
I don't know. I was looking at Virginia team total over or the over full game, one or the other. I just think it's too many points. I don't want to lay. I don't want to be on the side with Virginia because just their recent form, they're good. They're a really good team. They
Yeah.
play defense and they score a lot of points, but it just seems like towards the end, ATS wise, like they're more focused on like winning games. So I think it's a whole lot of points to give a Florida State team that they coming off that road win. I mean, I know Notre Dame sucks, but they just beat Notre Dame over the weekend on the road, so that's major for Florida State.
Yeah.
So and now they're back at home. They're feeling themselves. So I thought that
Yeah.
was too many points. But I do expect Virginia to score points, but I didn't get to this game. But my first thought was a whole lot of points for this Virginia team to be laying on the road.
I mean, Florida State looks like they've turned a corner. Obviously, earlier in the year, they lost at home to NC State by 44.
Yeah,
Talk
but they
about not forgivable. And I'm a very forgiving guy, but that is not forgivable. But now look at this. They've won 4 of 5. They're covering. They're playing close and this and that. And Virginia, they're a good team. Obviously, they've got their sights set on the tournament. But they lost ATS at Boston College. They needed OT at Notre Dame to get by them. So it's kind of like a little bit from recent form. It's a little no-brainer-ish. Full season, it's certainly not. I think I'm going to do it. I think Florida State will come to play again. I think Virginia will be good again. Probably get the win, but not necessarily by a blowout. And if they do get the blowout, okay, I'm going to take Florida State plus 8. Now down to 8. That's okay. I'm going to take Florida State plus 8. See if anyone in the comments section has anything to say about that. But I'm
I
going to
can't
take
talk
it.
you off that.
Yeah, I'm going to take it. Let me just see. Do a little quick shopping around. Minus 109. I can get plus 8 minus 109. Yeah, that's pretty much where it is. Look at the comments section. All right. No one's talking me off it. So that's that. I have added that on officially. Rhode Island, George Washington. That's a tough one. George Washington really hasn't had it since the St. Louis game. That's a really tough one.
I
George
kind of like
Mason,
Richmond.
go ahead.
Richmond. I kind of like Richmond
You do, huh?
a little bit. I seen they was it was juiced, and I was waiting to see if it was going to do that. They're at home. It was plus 4.5 minus 120 at Bet Rivers. I do remember that because the 4.5 minus 120 number just threw me off. But Richmond at home, I kind of like them. I ain't bet them yet, but it was something because I knew this show was going to be short. So I said I could talk it out now and then dig into it whenever we're done here.
And I'll do a comment, right? Respond to a comment. Spoonsbet saying, sounds like a lot of recency bias against Florida State. Florida State doesn't impress me. I understand that. For me, it's more like a corner turning bias, which I do tend to look at and bet into at this point in the season. Like February, a little bit in January, but particularly in February. These are the kind of teams that turn corners. I think Spoonsbets maybe has some January bias. No, I don't know. You're right. Florida State is for much of the year unimpressive, putting it mildly. But I'm willing to bet into in February possible corner turning teams like Florida State might be right now, especially getting a whole bunch of points. But you're right. They could lose by 15 or even just by 9, and I'll eat the loss. This one I was thinking about George Mason actually. I was thinking about George Mason here. Richmond, they're very beatable. George Mason is a top team in the Atlantic 10. It's going to be a short number. George Mason. they can get their wins, and I don't know if this is really going to be a letdown spot here. My number said George Mason by a little bit. Maybe I would just do a money line parlay with something. But you were liking Richmond. Why? Yeah. You don't have your notes in front of you, so taking a team as a small road favorite way higher in the standings is always a trappy thing to do in college basketball.
It would have had to be something to do with the dog because Richmond is a small dog, like plus 4.5. It would definitely have been something about that. Like I would have had who they last played or something, but there was something that. But
they went into Rhode Island. They lost, but they covered.
But also, there's something that reason why I haven't bet it yet either.
Yeah, I mean they clearly. They got a nice home win against LaSalle. Good for them. But everything else is just like
Yeah, but I don't think that counts.
No, not getting it done.
Mm-mm.
And they played a home game against Charleston Southern, which they lost outright. This is not a good team, Richmond.
They're not. But they're on my paper.
Yeah. Let's see. And Asia Cook 3707 says rivalry game. Yes. And that does absolutely matter, of course. All right, I'll think about what I want to do there. Let's go on. Ease on down the card. Fordham, St. Joe's, Notre Dame, SMU, Marquette, Villanova. Yeah, we didn't really talk about it. Marquette, of course, 3 straight covers now, 2 by margins. Both of those were at home, though. Villanova, though, 5 straight overall impressive covers, and they're laying a big number. And a team like Marquette, when they get a few nice covers at home and then they go on the road against a good team, I usually look for them to revert just for that game back to kind of getting blown out. So I was definitely thinking about taking Nova, but it is a high number, double digits.
Did we talk Arkansas?
We're going to in a second. I'm going down the card.
Okay.
We'll get to it. I want to check to see where the line is. First line I saw was 10.5, and now, now it's 9.5, headed down to 9 for Marquette. So money coming in on Marquette as of right now. Look at that. Damn. Wow. And a little bit to the over as well. Okay. All right. Easing on down the card here. Wisconsin, Illinois. We talked about Eastern Illinois. Duke Pitt. We didn't really talk about that. Duke, of course, is off of the loss to UNC. Before that, of course, they've been great. Pitt, of course, in general, terrible ATS. And, of course, Duke laying a huge number here on the road. I don't know. Duke first half minus whatever, maybe. No brainer.
Yeah, I looked at this game. I wanted to go to this game, but I'd be finding reasons not to, even though the tickets be so cheap. I just think this is a bad spot for Pitt. They keep getting blown out anyway. And now Duke coming off. This is just the opposite of what we talked about North Carolina. North Carolina coming off that maybe they have a letdown. It's the exact opposite. Duke's probably pretty pissed off right now. And I feel like this is just what the doctor ordered for a pissed off Duke team. It's just sad Pitt team. And I just didn't know if I wanted to lay the spread or if I just wanted to do team total or if I wanted to bet first half full game, like spread, not double result, but like the spread in both. Because I think Duke going to take off from the tip.
Yeah, of course. And it's now, first line I saw was 16. Now it's 18. And then the first half line.
I think all the numbers are good. Like, I think you could lead the spread. You could get the spread, Duke, first half spread, Duke, full game spread, Duke, team total, Pitt, team total under. Like, I just feel like this is going to be a bad number. Like, one of them games where Pitt scores, like, probably 41 points.
Yeah, it's a low total, too. The first half line is now 10.5.
It might be like 87 to 41.
Yeah. I can't pull the trigger on it. I think Duke is going to roll first half, but could easily just win it by 9 or whatever.
No,
Go ahead.
I think they're going to be up so big at the first half that the second half is going to be on cruise control.
Yeah, my line.
The team total, not the team total, but the total was like 137.5.
Yeah.
So my whole thing is like, it just seemed like an 87 to 41 type game and it still stays under.
Yes. Totally. Yeah, man. Duke's probably up like 41-18 at the half.
Yeah, exactly. One of them type games.
Jeez. Yeah, maybe I will add on because Duke first half was a play that I was gonna, that came out at 16 with no first half lines. And then by the time the first half lines
And one thing about Pitt, if it's like anything close to 41-18, everybody leave. They're gonna leave at halftime.
All right, maybe I will add that one on. Spoons Bet's liking George Mason as well, waiting for them to go down and then to bet them live. All right, then let's see. Iowa State, TCU, we talked about that. Houston, Utah, we didn't talk about that, Justin, did we?
No, I think this. Don't overthink it. Lay it.
Yeah.
I think Utah sucks. I think Houston. The only thing that worries me is Houston coming off that. Who they just play?
They
What
just
am I
played,
thinking?
they're definitely covering though.
It wasn't Tech, was it?
It
wasn't Tech.
Up. It was BYU.
Yeah, they just beat BYU. That's the only thing that worries me. You're on the road, you just beat BYU, and I guess it depends on how much you value BYU. But I think that was a rough game for them. And this is a big spread. It was 17 and a half. It was 18 and a half when I put in my bet slip. But I don't know. I didn't bet it. I don't want to. I got a big problem with laying that many points as a road favorite. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
But
no, I'm definitely leaning Utah here because Utah classic team, they do suck. You're right about that. You see it all the time. So they tend to lose ATS by a mile when they're playing competitive games around Pick'em, but they're covering as a double-digit dog. They covered at Kansas. Before that, they covered at BYU. At home, they were a 14.5-point dog to BYU. They only lost by 5. They did
just cover.
Sorry,
They did just cover against Kansas over the weekend. Yep, you're right.
And they were an 18.5-point dog at home to Arizona. They lost that one ATS by a half point. So, you see this a lot. It's Utah. Definitely Utah or nothing. I just don't know if I can really pull that trigger. Pull it.
That would be hard to bet that one.
I might do it though. I mean, Houston's covering now though, They beat Baylor by 22 on the road. Beat BYU by 11.
How do you value Baylor though?
Houston was only a 2.5-point favorite in that one. Beat them by 22.
What do you think is going to happen to Baylor today?
I am against them, right? Against BYU, right?
That means no reason to mention Baylor, in my opinion.
Oh, no. I mean, I'm just saying, Baylor's better than Utah, though, right? Aren't they?
Well, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, absolutely. But if you're going back to Houston beat Baylor by 20, and then Baylor, one thing I've learned that I don't know, that's a whole lot of points.
It really is.
18, and when I seen 18 and a half, I had Houston, but I kept thinking, a road win by 20? When you're coming off of BYU, it could be an easy cruise control spot, and win by 11.
Look at this, though. Spoons bets. I'm on Houston. Arizona went to Utah, won by 18. Houston will win by 19. Look at that. Utah's the worst team in the Big 12. It's not even close. Wow.
That's funny because that means he really means that. That's the second time today I heard him say that.
And the taint play of the day is the over in this one. 142.5 from Matty Ice. You shout out Matty Ice.
If you like the over, then you got to like Utah.
I don't know. All right.
You're basically saying Utah going to contribute to the over.
Then we didn't talk about the Arkansas game, and that's next on the slate. Arkansas, they're a decent favorite here. They're off an excellent 20-point win and double-digit ATS cover at Mississippi State. LSU, very up and down. They're off of a home loss, double-digit home loss as a tiny home dog. I know that LSU has some injury issues. I think Arkansas does too as well. And LSU's getting a big number. I was thinking LSU, not first half, just full game at +6, maybe lean under. It's a tricky one.
I was half with you. I liked Arkansas, but I liked the under. Mm-hmm. I don't like this LSU team. And I felt like I do like this Arkansas team. I think they're better than what I gave them credit for earlier in the season. But I think Arkansas can win this game by margin. But I think it goes under. That's part of the reason why I like the under, because I think you look at LSU's team total under. I think Arkansas win by margin. That's the reason why this game stays under.
Yeah, the spread hasn't moved much at all. It's still 6, but the total, I saw 161.5. Now it's down to 159. Maybe I'll take that anyway, even though the total has dropped like
I still like that under.
Yeah. Yeah. I do kind of like it. All right, I'll take that one. I'll take Arkansas LSU under 159. Do a little shopping around to see if I can get a half point here or there. But yeah, let's see. Yep, they're 159.5. There you go. Go ahead.
Mid 70s keeps this game under.
Yeah, I even kind of like maybe double up. Maybe the first half under as well. I don't know.
Like a 74-71 type game, but
yes,
that would tell me LSU. I kind of like Arkansas, but just throw out some numbers. It just seemed like it's like a mid 70s type score.
Yeah, and but the 6, you're not liking the 6 that much. I understand. It's dicey for me. Definitely. I was like, maybe I'll chuck it on there. I could easily see like an 8-point win by Arkansas. You don't want to be sweating a game and needing LSU to lose by less than a number at the end of the game. That's very scary. It's a pretty scary proposition. All right, I'm just going to take the under. I might double up with the first half under. Look at the comment section. Asiasa Cooks 3707 says LSU won't score 70. All right. Okay, moving on down. Fresno State, Utah. I don't know if you looked at that. Fresno State's been great ATS. Utah State back home. They've been a bit overvalued. They won by 9 as a 14.5-point favorite at Fresno earlier in the year. Free play, I'd throw it on Fresno to get another huge dog cover, but I don't think I can pull the trigger on that. Fresno also can easily get blown out in first halves. Then we got Oklahoma State, Arizona State. We didn't talk about this one. This is an interesting one. Oklahoma State, of course, off of a 40-point blowout loss at Arizona. Before that, they've been pretty good ATS. And Arizona State, they've been covering. They're off of a loss at Colorado, now coming back. So they're probably not going to be, complacent. They're off of a loss. But Oklahoma State's got to be salty. Are they good enough to get a first-half win here against Arizona State? That's what I was thinking. I don't know.
I think they're good enough to get the first half and full game.
Oh, shit. Really? Okay. Do you remember your notes? Go ahead.
I don't, like I said, I don't have my notes, but I remember why. Yeah. And Bobby Hurley is like the Miami Heat to me. I don't want them as a favorite. I want Arizona State as a dog, just like I don't want the Miami Heat as a favorite.
Right.
So, and when I looked at it, I want to say it was Oklahoma State. I had plus 2.5 circled. I didn't put in my bet slip. They just got destroyed by Arizona, and now playing this Arizona State team that I don't think is like that. And Bobby Hurley as a favorite, I always want to go against. So I like Oklahoma State, but I haven't bet it yet.
Yeah, I feel you on them as a favorite. This is a small line, though.
Right. That's what I'm saying. It's not like a favorite of 5.5. Like it was 2.5 when I looked at it. I don't know where it's at now, but.
Well, it's 3, and I was going to take Oklahoma State first half, but the weird thing is that the first half is not like 1.5 or 1; it's 2, which is telling me, I don't know, man. But yeah, I'm going to take. I'll take Oklahoma State first half plus 2 minus 110. It makes me a little nervous that the first half is higher than it's not. It should be 1.5. Doesn't make me feel comfortable that it's 2, but I'll take it. Oklahoma State first half plus 2 minus 110. I'll make that an official play. Let's look. Matty Ice, Oklahoma State, far better team. Yeah. So maybe I'll just take Oklahoma State full game as well and double up. Why not? You should be able to get this, I think. Maybe I will double up. All right, let's ease on down the road here. Colorado State, Air Force. Air Force is terrible. Colorado State's laying a huge number. I'm going to pass on that. Got nothing to say about that.
I don't got nothing in that game.
Washington State, Gonzaga. I don't have anything on that either. Gonzaga, huge favorite here. Very good. Clearly overvalued recently. Washington State's been good ATS at home, but not really on the road. Gonzaga already went into Washington State, won by 20 earlier this year. Huge favorite line here. It'll be interesting to see where the line moves, but this is a scary game. I'm going to pass on it. Oh, Gonzaga, now 21.5. Look at that.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing.
And then San Jose State, UNLV is last game on the card. UNLV up and down, they can be overvalued. San Jose State, shitty team, but they have covered 3 out of their last 4. UNLV, again, went into San Jose State earlier this year, won by 14, but I'm not going to touch this, but free play had put it on San Jose State getting all those points. Why not? Why not?
That's how I felt. I didn't bet it. I didn't even have it wrote down, but I just felt like I seen 12.5. I remember that. Seen San Jose plus 12.5, and I thought that number was a little bit much. So it was nothing crazy, but to hear you think, I'll keep that in mind. But it's a late game, last game of the night, so it'll be right around the time that I'm waking up.
Jason Meyer, I backed San Jose State against UNR with 17 because Nevada, Reno hadn't beat nobody, blah, blah. Yeah, and they got to go. Oh, wow. UNLV play of the day from Jason Meyer. Yeah, I mean, San Jose State can definitely get beat. Worth it, 1291 says Washington State, biggest dog on the card. Give me the free $100 bet. Free $100 bet, I'm taking Washington State for sure. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Why not? All right, you know what? I will double up on Oklahoma State. I'll take them full game as well. Get 3 here. I'm going to take that. I'll double up on Oklahoma State. +3, -113. Take that one too. Oklahoma State. All right, I'm just glancing at everything, and then we'll go over our official plays, and then we'll call it a day because I got -110. I can get Oklahoma State. Man, I don't have the balls to even win straight up. +134. Gosh, but all right, I won't do it. I'll just take the friggin' spread. All right, so let's review our official plays. Justin McKelvey, I'll go first. I took Nebraska first half money line -125. IU Indy full game money line +109. Vandy Auburn over 161.5 -105. BYU first half money line -145. Florida State +8 -109. Arkansas and LSU under 159.5 -110. Oklahoma State first half +2 -110 and full game +3 -110. And I think I'm going to add on before we call it a day, George Mason. I was thinking about that. Maybe I'll add on BYU full game, maybe I'll add on, leaning Vandy Auburn first half, but I'll hold off on that one. And leaning Arkansas LSU first half under as well. Not sure if I want to add it. Justin McKelvey, please review you have your official plays in front of you or no?
Okay, yeah. And college, just college, right? Okay.
Just college.
North Carolina, Miami over 156.5. TCU +7 and IUPUI -105.
Okay. All right. And for George Mason, all right, I'll add it on. -4 -101. I'll add on George Mason, -4 -101. And BYU full game. Oh, you know what I'll do? All right, here's what I'll do.
Mason BYU money line.
I'm going to parlay it. George Mason money line parlayed with BYU money line. That'll be a dog line. Let me see what.
You'll get plus money for that.
Yeah, I'll shout it out. BYU -173 and George Mason -177. All right, so there we go. -177, -173. Those are the lines. I won't calculate it right now. And Arkansas LSU first half under. I guess I'll just leave it alone. You never know with these teams, right? You never know with these teams. 76.5. I will take it first half. 76.5 -116. Arkansas LSU first half under 76.5 -116. Let me just see. Oh, -112 over there. -112. 76.5 -112. I'll take it. All right, I got a lot of college picks officially. Alex Cruz like in Oklahoma State. And once again, the Ron Crawford spreadsheet play of the day is SMU -12, -11, minus all those points. Justin McKelvey liking Purdue. Spoons Bets liking Purdue. The market liking Purdue. Lots of people liking Purdue. Spoons Bets also liking UNC to take it to Miami as just a -115 favor. So, and Spoons Bets, I didn't catch this, also liking Arkansas -5.5. So that makes me feel good that I skipped out on the LSU +6. Yeah. And again, Spoons Bets liking Houston minus all those points. All right, we had a great show today. Short and sweet. I like it. I'm going to go do soccer stuff. Justin McKelvey, once again, thanks so much for everything. Comment section. We'll see y'all next Tuesday, baby.